One of the first things we need to do is learn how to access files. The Recent Files screen greets you when you first launch Revit, like I see here. This screen gives you quick access to up to 4 of the most recently opened project and/or family files. You will also find quick links to open projects that aren't listed, create new projects, open and create family files, and even view help files and videos. When you're not viewing the Recent Files screen, you use the Application menu for such functions. The Application menu is accessed from the big R button at the top left-hand corner of the screen. This menu is very similar to the one you'd find in Microsoft Office or the Windows Start button, and you use this menu to access your typical file management, input, and output commands throughout the software. So I'm looking at the Recent Files screen, and we can see the 3 areas that I've just mentioned. We can open projects from here, we can create projects from here, and if the project you want to open is already listed on the list, you just simply click the big icon for it here. The same is true of families. If you want to open a family, you'd click here. You want to create a family, you'd click here, or you just click from one of the most recent ones that you would have here or here. Finally, if you want to view the help file, you could do what's new here, the general help file here, or there's even some useful little videos that Autodesk provides that you could access from right here. So let's go ahead and just open up the basic sample project that comes with the software. Again, if you've installed the default Revit architecture, you should have this project available to you. And it opens up on screen with the most recently viewed view accessible, in this case a 3D view. Now, if I'm already in the software and I want to open up files, I can just simply go to the Application menu and I'd locate the Open command here. So I could open existing projects here, open existing families here, and there's a variety of other formats that are listed as well. If I want to create a new file, I would find that here. And again, it would be either a new project file or a family file. Now, a family is like an item that you would place in your project file. So maybe a piece of equipment, a piece of furniture, and we'll talk about this later in the training series. We'll have a whole chapter on working with and creating families. Now, one last area that we want to look at in the Application menu is up here at the very top. There's these 2 small icons. We have one here called Recent Documents and another one next to it called Open Documents. Now, at the moment, if I were to click on Open Documents, I just see the one file. This is the basic sample file that I have open. If I click on Recent Documents, this is another way that we can access all of the recently opened project and family files that we've had available. In this case, I just have 2 choices listed. Now, if there's a project that I'm working on now and for the next several weeks, and I don't want it to scroll off the list, I have this really handy little pushpin feature right here. I can simply click on this little pushpin, and regardless of how many files begin to appear in this list and in what order they appear in, this slot will be reserved for this file, and I'll always be able to find quick access to it right here by just going to the Application menu and opening it. So the Recent Files screen and the Application menu both provide us quick access to our most recently used projects and our most recently used families in the Revit software. We can use Recent Files to get started when we first launch Revit, and we can use our Application menu any other time to open files, close files, or create new files. We can even use the Application menu to generate output and export, and we'll talk about those in some of the later movies.